All right, let's see here.
Hello,
Hello, hello.
hello, what's going on?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Awesome,
Uh,
awesome. I was about to say glad to hear that. Um, you're still. I was about to say. I think I remember you told me a long time ago that you're in the music and stuff. How's things with that going?
um, I actually got my first gig with like my own band and stuff. Um, Very brief. It's like a little music festival thing, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like there's like a high school choir doing like a couple songs, and we're doing 3 songs of our not original, but it's a start, you know.
Right.
Um, so it's going slowly
Sweet.
but surely.
Awesome. Yeah, I was about to say you always gotta start somewhere with things, so it's nice that you got opportunity there. Put some eyes on you.
Yeah, it's about time. Honestly, we've been at it for a while. So
Okay. Well, hey, it's like they say, persistence usually pays off for it. So, congrats again.
absolutely, I appreciate that. Um,
Okay. Sweet. Let me go ahead and pull my doc up here and also share the screen. Um,
okay.
let's see. Entire screen. Yep. So we'll do that. All right. So I know. And then just let me know if you're able to see this also.
Let me just try and see if I can make it bigger on my end, because I don't think I can, because I'm using 2 separate screens. So it's like the screen I'm using for a laptop for a computer's smaller.
Oh,
So if you,
gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
No problem. No problem.
yeah, if you could zoom in for sure, they'll definitely need the. See,
Okay.
I wish there was a way to full screen the stream.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say I'm not too familiar. Like, are you trying to full? You said you're trying to full screen it on your laptop.
Yeah, on my PC, yeah.
Um, let me see. There might be a way. I'm just checking through a couple of features. That's mute. That's some stickers there. One of those said YouTube suggest activity. Oh, those are just suggestions. Um, well, it says it could pop out, but it won't like. Oh, well, I
Yeah,
got a
it's
full
not.
screen button here, but
Yeah, no, it's showing like a. Here, I can show you real quick. Um, yeah, like when I go to your stream, it puts it like that. It's like a slightly smaller screen.
okay. And
Okay.
there's not like
And there's
a
not like a
there's not a button
there's
like on
not a
the
button
side
like
where
on the
like you'd
side
be
where
able
like you'd be
to.
able to.
No, it's
Mm,
only for like a minimize.
oh, that sucks.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
guess we'll just
Well, I
have
guess we'll just have.
do what we can do with it for now.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. But yeah, you had mentioned that something you were wanting to. Well, actually, you hadn't posted like a VOD or anything of yours recently. So I was just double checking. If you had one, I'd be down to like look through that. If not, I'm open to start where like let's say just us playing online, just like a best of three real quick, and then just talk afterwards about it, or just talk over the topics that you had here too.
Okay. The most recent VOD that I think might be relevant for us, is I played a set on stream at Ignition against Toad, which I've played against them before, and it went to game 3. I took game 1 pretty cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for like the run back for sure, but they ended up 2-0ing me. Let me see here. I could send it over to Discord.
Okay.
And then if you want to kind of see what was going on there, and then we could also do like the best of 3 or whatever. Uh, like kind of see, because maybe that I might play. I play differently, like obviously in different situations. in
Right.
this situation, I was a little nervous, obviously.
Okay.
Um,
Well, this I was
yeah,
about to say this might actually tell me a bit more about you than compared to like us playing, because I know big thing is
yeah,
um most people, I guess some people don't like realize it too much, but like I tend to actually think that how you play like in tournaments or like when there's money matches or stuff, it's kind of like more to how you actually play, because
yeah,
most of the time we're playing to compete, and competing has like some stakes on the line. Um,
yeah.
so I mean we could definitely just take a look at this. We could also play a bit after as well. Let me swap over also for the display here.
Yeah, another one I also have, if needed, I'll just have it there. But the Toad one was more recent.
Mm-hmm.
But was the set I had against Leb, that went to game 3.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, so I have that set there as well.
Let's see here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. And then are you able to see this pretty well too, or?
Yeah, I could see it fine.
Okay. Um. So I guess I'll kind of just watch it based on like the things that you're saying before. And I'll bring
Mm,
that doc up too about how um you're wanting to, basically from what you said before, it's like kind of acknowledge like when the state of the game has changed and when you should either like kind of be more aggressive or when you should back off. Then
mm,
just also like having better like kind of defensive options against like multi-hit characters or combo characters. So probably the combo
yeah,
character part fits with Peach here, for example.
I'd
Um,
say part of it could also be getting ledge trapped, because like uh, the last Bendix, I fought against I forgot their tag. They played Palu though. It wasn't Gup though.
oh
It
wait.
started with an S. No, it started with like an S.
Who else do we have there? Because there's Curios.
Okay, no, Curios. Okay, it ends with an S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I fought against Curios, and it's like game 3, like I had a 2 stock lead, and then I just kept getting stuck in ledge trap situations when they got me in my last stock, and they just won off that alone. So it's like that's definitely something I could work on as well.
Okay. Well, let's have ourselves a look here. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. Um, Defensive options, kind of like in those situations, and just see like what some good things you do, and maybe some other things that you can possibly improve on. Uh,
Okay.
so we'll just start with the first match here.
And I feel like one thing could also just be nerves, because like at one point I do miss input and it like cost me my first stock, but it's like that's just being shaky and stuff, maybe overthinking a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, nice. I like how slow you were trying to get out of the corner there. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Oh, right there was this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean there. You're probably like wanting
Mm.
to double jump again and then go for the punch or
Double
something.
jump. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to turn myself around to back air.
Oh, gotcha. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I'm surprised I
Yeah,
actually caught you there.
yeah, no, that 2 frame there.
Oh, all right, let's see how. Yep. All right, there we go. Starts with momentum with first stock there.
Yeah, no, yeah. And it's like that's I think that's one big part of like my play is when I have momentum on my side, it ends up working out really well because it's like this game, even if I didn't win it, I brought it down to like last stock, last hit, or like almost like he was at like 60 or something last stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what ended up happening. I really wish it was on stream or something when I beat Ice Knight or Big Mac because it's like those are probably some of my better wins where like you clearly saw momentum.
Yeah, those were.
Like,
that's about to say, yeah, those are definitely good wins there. Yep. Good stock there, catching them actually throwing something. Okay. So one thing I am I was about to say one thing I am noticing kind of about your ledge right now is basically when you are actually stuck at ledge, and I'll swap over to the game real quick.
Yeah.
Is that here we go, so you'll be able to see it. So I'm just curious if like if you notice this as well, but like when you're actually at the ledge, a lot of times in situations you tend to actually instead of using the game, I'll just scroll back to the set here. Like you actually tend to be like more of getting off ledge kind of like at the same times a lot.
At the same, okay.
Which you may not do the same thing at the same time, like the same option, but like what'll happen normally is that like
I'll wait the same amount of time.
And if someone is actually say like they pressure what your last option is, and this is why I like to tell people is when they're ledge trapping is when you think something is about to happen, go for the read, and then as you're going for the read, try to either like fade back and keep stage control.
Okay.
So like, so we jump off ledge this time. Then like next ledge interaction, let's say he goes and tries. Oh well, that time he didn't snap to ledge. But yeah, like here you jump off and like you do giant punch like at the same time, basically there, kind of thing. Let's scroll past this. And it's not like you're getting like majorly punished for it, but I can see like when the match, like say with Curios, that would be like the thing that probably was trying.
Yeah, that
you messed up was the timing of it.
Yeah, or this like hit they got on me. They just knew it like exactly like when I was gonna normal get up, and then I rolled after the normal get up, and they just grabbed and just back through, and I just died. So it's like I can see where that like, and when thinking back on like other sets, I can kind of see how that would definitely become predictable. Because I try not to roll, which in some situations I will. But like big character, pretty easy to react to.
Yeah, like
I usually find my which I definitely wouldn't say DK's options are super limited. But it's like it almost feels like they are, especially if I'm using up all those options, but not mixing up the timing at all.
Right.
So I can see what you're saying there.
Yeah, because he has to play a lot around like the regular like game options from ledge. He does have like, I won't say like quote unquote really broken thing, off ledge. Oh. Ooh. Well, that's how Ignition usually is. They're just very. Let's about to say they're able to actually get these. What is it?
Yeah, no, they get views. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I was just going to bring up like this ledge interaction here too. Like, well, like noticing how you get towed at ledge, and notice how like just that slight. Ooh, it's really buffering pretty bad. Hold on.
It's alright.
No, it's all good. It's probably on my part. Let me see here. But like, say like here for instance, he was also getting off ledge a little bit like at the same timings too. But notice how like that small him waiting actually was able to allow him to actually do an option at a different time to avoid your back airs.
Okay.
You almost caught it still, but like I think like if you're getting a certain timing where you would actually be able to hit him off of ledge that you're watching for.
Yeah. I feel like I also do autopilot at ledge, where it's like when I'm going for those B reverses, down Bs or the back airs. I feel like now that you kind of mention it, I kind of just wait for the same amount of time, offensively, when I'm the one was on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Let's see. I wanted to check out. So, oh, well, he gets the kill right after this, I think, right?
yeah, I guess yeah, he gets me off stage and then he catches me with the up air.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's one thing that like I just kind of caught on. Which you can easily kind of fix a little bit is just watch more like in those ledge situations, and this can help you also. When you're at ledge, it's a situation where like you have to play around someone else. So watch when they're actually going to go for like what is it? When they're actually going to start trying to pressure your ledge hang. Because I'll usually say like just wait until like your iframes are almost completely gone, especially when it's like the sense where like you won't actually die from like a hit at ledge or even like a ledge trump attempt, because you're trying to find out when exactly they're willing to actually punish you hanging on ledge, and then eventually they're going to think that you're so scared from hanging on ledge so much that they're going to hard call out something else that you can do, like jump from ledge or like roll on ledge. So they might do like aerials near jump position, or they might do like, you know, maybe a smash attack at roll position, and then that's when you time doing your option after that. It's when you watch for those situations.
Okay.
Let's take a look at I'll look back at the first game here, because there's something else that I want to actually look at, but I want to see if it happens here in the second game too, about like positioning. Something I've kind of also noticed about your game too is you tend to do quite a bit of like full hops in neutral also.
Yeah.
Is that to avoid a certain thing from Peach, or?
So I will do that a lot to just kind of what is it? Just put a little bit of space, so it's like keep my space both vertically and horizontally. So it's like more often than not, I just approach with aerials. There's definitely times where I can try to mix up. Like I hardly go for tomahawk grabs, which I should, especially with how much I jump around up high. But oftentimes I'll look for aerial down, like a landing down B, because then I can either get a grab, I can get like a dash attack. Most people will like shield or air dodge there. If they're at high enough percent, it'll lead to an up smash or an up air for a kill. So I'd say like a lot of times aerial down B, like a landing down B, and backers or neutralers are my approach options.
Okay. So that will actually, because it can lead into confirms off of that.
It can lead into confirms, more percent, stuff like that.
Okay.
It can lead into down to a lot of times if they're not shielding right away, which if it trips, it trips. If it doesn't, percent.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's just a nice situation all in all for it.
Yeah, it's just a button that works for me in a lot of those situations.
Right. So if for example here, I guess I'd say like because I can see the very good positives about it, like doing like jumps a lot, like full hops. Would it be all right if instead of full hops, changing them to short hops, but still doing the same thing, or is it still kind of? Because I think short hops.
It's still.
Oh, go ahead.
When I feel like I'm more on the offensive and I can apply more pressure, then I'll do short hops more. So it's like, especially when I'm looking for the kill, I feel like I can get them out more often when I do short hops. but also it goes back to that with the what I was saying about going for tomahawk grabs.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's much harder to react out of a short hop. What else?
Like much
I'll do
harder
short
to.
hop a lot more
Okay.
with backers. With backers than I will down B, but I'll do the short hop down B when I'm more so fishing for the kill.
Okay. Um, I let's see here. I had just brought it up because like for like say this first sock for example, here where like I'm seeing like it's a lot of full hops and things like that. I think for me at least, like when you're doing full hops and things like that,
Yeah.
it. I think they're much better. Like I understand the reasoning behind it. I think at least with full hops, for example, if you're trying to get like the down B confirms and stuff, I think it might be much better to go for those if there's something that's kind of threatening that a short hop can do. Because the reason about it is, this is like kind of in this situation right here, on screen.
Yeah.
You had started with like a full hop, charging up for your neutral B, and then what was it? And then right after you double jumped again, which I'm assuming is because you thought Toads was probably going to come in and maybe do an aerial.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of in a bad situation where even though we haven't gotten a hit or anything, we put ourselves right above Peach, who has a granted she has a turnip in her hand, but like if Peach, say for example, didn't have turnip, they probably could like still do Z catch aerials and things like that. But like it's a situation where it's
I essentially put myself in a potential juggle situation. Like I see what you're saying.
Yeah, kind of thing. I don't think an issue happens like here and this one, but it's just it brings up that situation where like it either puts you in a juggle, or the other thing is Peach. A big thing about Peach is that like I kind of consider them like they're a brawler, but they're also a like setup based character where what they're going to do is they're going to like Diddy, they'll fight you, push you away till they get turned up, and then they can do this insane damage with turn up, which this can go into how you actually deal with like Peach as a combo character. Is your big thing is that you want to actually be on top of Peach whenever they don't have turn up, or like kind of pressuring anytime you see them try dash back to get turn up, or even do turn up right in front of your face. You instantly like dash attack, and then you combo them, and then make them, you know, feel bad for trying to pull turn up in front of your face.
Okay.
But it's just like with you full hopping here. The second one after they hit you, oh that was because you footstooled them. But like say for example you full hopped off of that instead, it gave them time to pull turn up here.
Okay.
So that's like,
so I can keep the pressure up better if I'm up close at least.
Yeah.
Or if like I have that opportunity.
Yeah. At least like staying more kind of like grounded in the sense like you can still use like short hops and still do the same thing you're doing before, but at least with short hops you can still you have access to back airs like last minute in case they try to do something. You have access still to tomahawk, like all the other things you're doing with full hops. It's just now you're not giving them an opportunity to either juggle you or set up something if they're a setup character.
Okay. One thing I'll notice as we're talking about it is I noticed that I do a lot more full hops against a lot of zoner characters, like against like young links, for example. I'll kind of use platforms to try and like at least somewhat try and get over the boomerangs and arrows and stuff, or like Samus. And then just wait for an opening to be able to like weave in with the down B, or just jump in as it is.
Right. Yeah, I like kind of doing things kind of like that because you're threatening them coming in from the air.
Yeah.
So that way you can be able to come in from the ground sometimes because maybe they're going to try anti-air you.
Okay.
So, okay. Man, that's so weird why that didn't actually work out there, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, good chase there.
Oh yeah, the umbrella got me.
So another thing also I think about this. This is probably going to start pushing in towards. Oh, wait, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's going to maybe start pushing into like some of those like engage, disengage, good kill there, engage, disengage situations. But I'll save it for after we watch the rest of this here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, like waiting right there, he was reading for some option to come from you, but since you waited, he didn't know what you're doing.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can see how that benefited me there.
Oh!
Oh, there I meant to do a zombie.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Should be a stock. Oh, okay. They're kind of
Toad
good
has
with mashing.
You'll see at the end of the match, Toad has a crazy mash. Like, I had potential game winning grab, and they managed to mash out of the cargo throw.
Okay. Yeah, we got one right there. Yeah, now we're in the lead right here. So let's see how. Okay. All right. Yeah, I see. Like you said, you're starting to feel yourself and go for those, especially
the shore hop ones.
Yeah, especially at those percents with rage.
Where I think I can get the right there. I'm trying to get the up smash.
Yep. Ooh, wait, how'd that happen? What was that off of? Oh, is that just because Jab didn't work or something? Oh no, because I don't know what it is that they hit you with first, but you were in position to actually punish them. They just got something out earlier before you.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Right there, I was waiting for an option, and they just swung.
Good wait there. Ooh. Oh my god.
Yeah. No, I know. I was. Yeah. You know, but right there, I was like I pressed the button and they mashed out. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like.
Yeah, that's some turbo mash. I was about to say, is that him shaking his hand off, or that was you?
That was me. That was me.
Okay. I was about to say, if that was him, it's like, yeah, I understand. He put a little sauce on that. Okay. Nike and Earl commentating for it. Good on them. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the other thing, this goes. Oh, no, we didn't want to comment, but let's go back into it. So this next thing that I was going to talk about is going to go into about like engaging. I'll go back to the second game here because this was the most recent thing that I noticed. But I talked about it before. How about like, you know, against a character like Peach, that you should actually like be more like wanting to actually engage them because of like the because that's a character specific thing. Like because you don't want them to get turned up and then allow this combo potential off of like turn up. Even if they're not the best with it, it's still better to not allow them the opportunity than like maybe risk, even if they're not that good with it, like getting like 30%, like 40% free. Even though we know they can do a lot more than just 40. Okay. But something I noticed like in like when these ledge situations is I think when you have them in the corner, like at ledge or things like that, your common tendency, I also notice, is that like they do an option off of ledge. Your instant reaction is you're going to run away and cover center, which I do like that because like you're trying to make sure that they're not going to be able to do anything after to be able to reverse you.
Yeah.
I think the thing about it though is like maybe you're not realizing that like that's actually opportunity where like you can just stay in and just keep engaging because every time you do that, Toad
That's true.
usually
Yeah.
Toad's usually just kind of like just chilling in the corner, and just waiting for you to kind of like run away.
Okay.
Um, we'll for that engaging part actually we'll swap over to the game here and we'll talk a little bit about it here. But what is I guess what are some situations in game where like you say that you would actually want to engage and be more aggressive against someone in general versus like and then what are situations you don't want to actually be you want to disengage from?
It usually it's more the in the character. Well, like one example would be I'm Palutena, like that's a matchup.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I just struggle up.
Hold on a second. I think you're cutting out a little bit. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Could you repeat what
This,
you're saying? I
this
think
any
you
better?
cut out for a moment.
Okay. Well, I was just saying that I struggle a lot with Palutena, and that in a lot of situations, I'm kind of just like sitting back, and I usually just want to wait to see what they're gonna approach with, or like what their pattern is for like in terms of like if they use the side B and neutral B to like camp out, if they just throw out forward airs and back airs, like that was something I was catching curious a lot. Is I would just sit back and they would throw out forward airs, so I would just wait for like the ending leg of forward air and time it to get like some sort of punish off.
Okay.
So that's that's one area. Another one is like say Falco. I sit and shield or just kind of like try to stay back and wait a bit. If they try to approach, I'll throw out some down Bs or the back airs. But I usually just want to see what spot exactly they're looking for that combo starter to put me in a cutscene combo. And then with that situation, usually if I find that opening, then I just try to get as much percentage as I can there. And then if I don't win the interaction or get a stock off of it, then I just again try to back off. Just try to reset everything.
Okay.
Just try to maybe get that what is it? Those extra couple stray hits that could lead to a down B up smash, to a giant punch at like 60. Most situations I want to kill as early as possible.
Okay.
Especially with giant punch or even with edge guards.
Okay. So yeah, you said that sounds like more in neutral is like situations that you don't want to engage too much against them, but like in advantage you're kind of wanting to actually try and see if you can engage a little bit more if possible. Well, I can tell you some situations that will probably happen often for that people may not realize too much. Actually, I'll go online to show it instead. So,
Okay.
Are you next to your Switch or?
Yeah, I've had it ready here
Okay.
for a bit.
Sweet. So yeah, I'll go ahead and set up an arena here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Smash, battle arenas. Create. Let's just do that. that real quick. So how many? Okay. There it is. All right, and then I'll send the info into the Discord here. We have ID 0L.
Okay.
Oh no, actually it's 1366 for the password.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
Okay. So yeah, kind of in neutral, it really is just kind of like, you know, based on like, you know, matchups a lot of times, like when do you want to actually engage against someone, when do you want to engage, basically. So that's kind of like more matchup specific things, but other situations, I guess I could say like other situations for like where like you could say like the flow of the game kind of like it changes for it. Let me go ahead and choose.
Is there a stage I should pick specifically, or?
If you just choose random, it's just going to choose the stage I choose.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see. But for like I want to say advantage, like you're saying, like you do want to engage more in those situations. So for those, I'd say that biggest thing on those is that there is, let's say for example, certain ways that like you kind of want to take a hold of like situations and understand what's going on, like not ledge trapping, edge guarding, for example. A theory that I kind of call it, and like Leo has like a video on his channel about it, for like edge guarding and other type of situations, is basically treating center stage kind of like a box, in a sense, where like you never want your opponent to actually get past, like either past you or below you, if you treat it just like that. So pushing that further out for like other situations, let's say for example like off stage kind of things like that, when you have someone like completely off stage, usually whenever you're actually edge guarding someone at the top level, what normally happens is that they're usually trying to keep like this I want to say it's almost like a diagonal kind of thing, like when they're actually ledge guarding someone, where what happens is that if they're recovering low or something like that, they're going to kind of meet towards them. So let's say that like you are, let's say that I'm actually like recovering low or something like that, or like you push, well, say like you just cargo throw me off stage, basically, like you hang on ledge, and you start coming towards me. So go ahead and just like grab me and just cargo throw me off. See how like it's kind of naturally kind of like I have to head towards ledge, so it's much easier to deal with someone when they are both below and like diagonally away from you, and they're below you. Because you can set hits up, and it's harder for me to actually hit you because you can jump back towards stage. Which
there's yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, like, there's characters where I feel a lot of times, more often than not, I feel more comfortable ledge trapping. Like I'll go for the 2-frame, but depending on the character, like especially if there's no hitbox, I'll do like the runoff down air thing. Or like against Palu, what I'll do a lot is like I'll do the cargo throw, and then I'll just sit and wait at ledge, and I'll wait for the teleport and like try to swap with like a lingering hitbox. Is that something you feel like you feel like the edge guard would help me out, benefit more, like taking that risk?
It also changes per character. This is just kind of like
Okay.
this is kind of an in general thing. So like against Palu, for example, what you're saying, I'd agree with it too. Is that like it would be better if I can force them to go towards ledge and ledge trap instead, which
Right.
is So the second part of what I was actually about to clear up here for you, it would actually help that idea also to help like when ledge trapping, when is it better to actually like force the ledge trap, or when is it better to actually just edge guard in general. So now let's
Okay.
change the situation where like you this time you cargo throw me and you just throw me up, and I'll just go ahead and drift out.
Yeah.
So in a situation like this, when it's changed basically, where like I'm above
Yeah.
you, at least off stage like that,
Mm.
it actually is better to try and just push back towards center, because what's going to happen is that most people, they want to get back towards like on stage on center. The easiest thing that they're
Okay.
going to do, because you have to jump all the way up here, like so cargo throw me again.
Yeah.
So the easiest thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to jump past if possible. If I'm
Jump
that high
past.
up.
Yeah. I mean, I do that. So I try to just jump past.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
so and you know how efficient that could be at
And I
times
know.
too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
Okay.
so in those situations, I want to say, I guess also if I ask you this too, when you do those jumps, where and like you're very high up, are they normally chasing you, or are they still kind of just chilling on stage, or maybe even moving closer in?
Usually when that's happening, they're like say if like I don't know, like Cloud, they're just here threatening back airs and like dropping from platform or going like running off platform and then back airing. So
Yeah, they're
with DK it's very hard to try to, unless I have a giant punch and like I time it right, then it's like roll distance is like pretty much covered because of Cloud's disjoint.
Yep.
So in that situation, I'll either try to like weave back and like jump over, or I'll kind of jump air dodge, make them think that I'm going for center stage, and then I'll just try to land on the platform or back on, or like right here.
Yep. All good mix-ups there. So yeah, so what you're saying, yeah, it's like they're not like they're not doing something where like they throw you off stage and now they're not trying like double jump underneath
they're
you
not
off
trying
stage
to
and like do up airs on you.
Yeah, which in a lot of situations when I'm out here, I'll just weave back where it's much harder to reach me, because DK can do that, you know, because DK's horizontal recovery like is actually pretty insane.
Right.
So in that situation, yeah, I'm more willing, especially if I have a jump, I'm more willing to kind of weave back to the edge.
Yeah. In order to actually preserve, like, you know, not getting hit.
Yeah.
So that same idea that works with the characters that like I actually would say are kind of like they're quote unquote the, I won't say they're cheater characters, but they're characters that have something very good that allows them to actually like, get back on stage.
Yeah.
They do recover
Okay.
high. So Palu, for example, like you're saying, like
Yeah.
she can
The teleport.
she can teleport cancel. Basically, Pikachu, they can be able to
The quick tag.
Yeah, they can up B towards like center stage or cross stage. Yoshi, he can. It's easier to get him, but like he can be able to, you know, get like way above the stage center of it, and then he can maybe like mix up where he's going to land now because of that. So
Right.
part of in edge guarding someone, part of the thing that you want to do to actually like to decide like where you're actually going to edge guard them, or if you're going to try to, you know, just put them at the ledge, it's like just think like, oh, does this character have, it's easier for them if they like say I don't check them jumping over, like are they able to do something that'll get them back on stage without having to ledge trap, and just basically threaten that and force them to go low.
Okay.
So that helps with that idea that like you'll threaten anytime you see that they're about to be right above you instead of you above them. you'll actually jump back towards center stage because more than likely they're going to try to teleport. They're going to
They're
try to
trying to
quick
get
attack
back.
on.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just like you said before, well, I'm feeling threatened. They're trying to cover jump, or like they're not threatening it, and they're going to just catch my landing. I'm just going to drift back and then go towards like ledge. That's what you want to make the Palus and Pikachus do.
Yeah. One thing I'll do a lot too is I'll find myself being more comfortable doing that against like some characters who have a much more linear recovery. So like sometimes like against some characters I'll actually just sit here and charge, and then I'll back air there when they're trying to drift back, and it'll work out.
Yeah. I
so
like that
in what situation would you say it's like better to do that, or better to like bait it and then get back on the stage? Because I know some people will do exactly what you said, recover low, but some people will also end up recovering high, even if they don't have the like ignoring the cheat moves, obviously, like Palu and Pikachu, but they'll try to jump over afterwards, and like depending on the character, go to ledge or go to like a platform or something. Would you say it's also just dependent?
How you can kind of decide that is basically see when they will react, like when you're going to drift towards them. So like stages like Battlefield, for example, are good because what I'll say for people is that, say you full hop off the plat and you start like charging towards them.
Yeah.
And like you're automatically drifting towards them as you're doing that. Then as you're watching, it's like, oh, okay, when I'm about like say right here, like level with the ledge, they like to they either decide to like fast fall and then go low, or they decide to like jump when I'm about right here. Then I'll actually jump back and then like go do a back air. Or maybe they're just still chilling and they're not doing anything. Then eventually, if they're just going to keep drifting down, you're just going to eventually meet them and just back air them like you planned.
Okay.
So that's my that's the one for like edge guarding. The other ones are kind of like, easier to kind of think of, like if they're above you, then obviously like try not to overextend like your jumps, and just like be below them and do like your aerials.
Okay.
Like same thing like when they're on a plat or things like that too.
Right.
It's like just kind of like pressuring below, but not like really trying to push too much for it.
Okay.
Let's actually just go ahead and play like maybe I'll change it back. Swap off the stage. It's random too, so you don't have to worry about stages or anything.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, we'll just go like off the idea of like, situations to engage and disengage in, and see if there's any other ones that I see while we're just playing.
Okay. Meant to not be there.
Oh. Ooh, good. That's about to say I was waiting too long on there, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes, yeah.
Thank God that came out. I knew that was possibly going to be death.
Yeah.
Please, DK. All I need is just one back here. Thank you. No, 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 no. Leave me alone. Okay, that was just me being greedy there.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
We're
you're
just
doing
gonna
really good.
best of 3?
Yeah, we could play another one there. You're doing really good
Okay.
with what is it? On ledge, they're trying to actually slow things down and actually
Okay.
be more careful about like watching what it is that I'm actually doing.
Yeah. I'm trying to be aware of like I'm trying not to pull the trigger because a lot of times I'll like try to read a roll and I'll just pivot grab right away, or like I'll preemptively do it instead of like reactively do it.
Okay.
Um
Do you
let's see.
do you have kind of like we could talk about it afterwards here real quick, but do you have like a ledge trap kind of like flow chart that you like to go with, or
Um Kind of. I'll threaten with the down B a lot, or the back air, but I always want to be facing away from ledge because I think that's how, like, I have access to a lot of my good tools. Like, I can kind of with most characters, I can kind of stay away from get up attack range. So I'll kind of try to threaten with down B, or back air.
yeah.
If I don't get the forward tilt 2-frame. And if I'm turned around anyway, if they roll, I could just grab. Or if I'm not facing away from ledge already, then I'll try to do a pivot grab, which you saw there a couple of times. But yeah, that's kind of like a flow chart. Just kind of sit there and wait. And if I feel like they don't feel threatened to jump, that's when I'll just kind of like random back air, and it'll catch some people. Other people, they mix up the timing and I'll miss. But that's kind of what like a thought process is. Because that down B, I mean, yeah, you saw it hits below ledge. If you time it well enough, or if like they're hanging on there too long.
Right. Yeah, I like the idea there, especially because you can just pop out back airs or down Bs. Maybe even if you want to, just like a F tilt right after, because it's just
Yeah.
depending on, do you use tilt stick or do you use smash stick?
I use tilt stick.
Okay, yeah, like you can literally just flick it the opposite direction, like tilt it down.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. It's like I'm not forward tilt isn't taken away from me for being turned away because I can just flick the C stick.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
We got Battlefield again.
Oh, I actually realized the first game that I accidentally put it on. This time it's actually
Oh
random.
yeah.
No. Jump.
Okay. Oh yikes! Yeah, I was not I was not ready for that. I forgot that the killed.
I love it when combos like that only work on DK because he's so big.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice, nice.
Thank you. I thought your up B was going to protect you for a moment too. I thought, well, this is how
Yeah.
it ends. For me.
That's what I kind of thought.
No. No. No.
To left. I waited too long there.
No, my up smash.
Oh, I meant to
What do
jump
you
up
mean?
there, yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Yeah, no. I didn't expect that to kill at all.
Oh yeah, me either. It was probably just a little bit of extra frames on it.
Okay.
All right. Now, will we actually get a stage that is not the battlefield?
Let's find out.
Only time will tell. Okay.
Alright. Okay. All right. That's good. It was a good stage.
Good.
2%.
All right,
What?
I'll take that. Any day
Yeah.
of the week. No. That's fair.
Very back hit, yeah. Oh, I meant to be reverse that. Oop. Oh, yikes. Oh, it was too far. Okay. Oh, yikes. Okay.
Alright, you got these. Get that lucky arrow.
Oh, my jump's out. Okay. Oh, I'm at the pivot grab there. Oh,
No, Sakurai, please.
yeah. Oh, wow.
Unless Sakurai, is that you?
Maybe? Okay. Thought I was dead there for a sec. Oh, come
Maybe
on.
Sakurai, please. Sakurai,
Okay.
you suck sometimes.
Oh, yeah, it cursed us kind of there at the end, but
It's all right. Good games though. There.
yeah. Yeah. I'm trying. I mean, that's one, like I was saying earlier, I mean, you see how much I'm trying to drift back, but oftentimes I'll use that turn around the neutral B so that I have back air at my disposal to kind of defend, like in the second game.
Right.
Which I don't think. I think in terms of like getting edge guarded, I'm not. I don't think I'm too bad there. But yeah, it's definitely more the ledge trapping. Like like once I get to ledge, when there's that threat there. Like if I'm off stage against someone, I kind of know what exactly they're looking for when they're looking for it. Especially if you fight against it a lot, you know, like everyone's trying to edgeguard DK, so it's like I know that the timings most people have for like counters, where exactly they're trying to downer. So like sometimes I'll up B early, or I'll wait for them to throw their move so that then I can use up B almost offensively.
Oh yeah.
Like in that second game when you try to downer there, I just probably at the very last second where it would have reached ledge, I waited for the downer and was able to up B and still make it back.
Yeah, that was good patience there for you on that situation there. Because, yeah, most people will want to actually drift in order to actually just get close to ledge as soon as they can.
Yeah, a lot of people get very desperate to get to ledge.
So, yeah, you definitely got the patience part of it down. I'll actually, there was actually a couple things that came up from that I think I saw during the set too, but it came more clear picture for me. In terms of like against combo characters, I'm going to go ahead and just go like change it to FD here, because I'll talk about both some defensive things you could actually do for yourself, as well as what is it? Something that might, I think your ledge trapping flowchart is also really, really good too. But I just thought about something that might actually help it out a bit more. But I'll start with the thing that I noticed like in neutral part of like your game.
Okay.
So the other thing I think against like these combo characters that I think could help you out, like two things, for example, is you're already doing quite a bit of like, you know, back airs to try and keep them out as well, which I think that's also good.
Yeah.
The other two things that I think that will help you out against combo like characters is trying to, because whenever we're playing like neutral quite a bit, I tend to see that like after like maybe dash backs or like just after a while when you see me approach, you'll usually resort to like shield as like your first response. Which that will actually stop most, like, that can stop, like, most characters if they don't have, like, you know, grab confirms and things like that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, and I'm not able to do it too well with Dark Pit, but, like, for multi-hit characters, someone's shielding is their gateway to actually get in on you.
Yeah, like Palu, okay, so that kind of makes sense. Because against Palu, I'll just be shielding, and then I'll just
just hold
get hit anyway,
right
you
now.
know.
Like,
it's like,
like you would just get shielded.
Eventually it'll just poke. Yeah, eventually it just pokes, usually with Palutena, and then, like, depending on the character, or like Falco, for example, like, it doesn't matter if you just get the poke, because then it just leads into another one. Like,
or what would happen is like he would basically cross you up, set pressure up, and then maybe they go for the grab, this kind of thing. So even if they didn't get the poke, they won the situation, because now they're able to they have access to the grab now. They're behind you, which I think you have up B out of shield. That's like your fastest option, right? At least like in turn, like just straight passes, but like I think that's not like quote unquote your
grounded up B. I used to go for a lot, but I would find myself getting punished for it more often than not, just because of how the startup is. A lot more often than not, I'll use it to kind of catch spot dodges, or if like I know someone's mashing attacks after like an option or something, then I'll just like read it, go through it if I don't have a giant punch.
Okay. What about your aerial version?
The aerial version, I find it hard to do it out of shield consistently, or like low enough, which I'll actually use up B a lot to break out of combos if someone messes up their combo. It puts me in a much better position than air dodging. Like it's risky, But it's like I'd rather do that and potentially get 20% because it does 20% if you get all the hits. And then I kind of swap them away so I can kind of drift back, kind of reset the situation. Because if I air dodge, then I'm just gonna eat even more hits, you know.
Right.
Because of the way DK is, or like especially characters with like multi hits. If I air dodge through Palutena's neutral air because it didn't link, then it's like just throw out another. But if I hit them with the up B in time, if I'm able to mash out the up B,
Yeah,
then I'm
there's at
in.
least that reversal opportunity there with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that actually, yeah, his up B. I didn't realize that it actually didn't hit as low. So that's even like another more reason why. Well, like his aerial one. I mean, like why
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably not as good. Well, kind of if you can perfectly
It,
time it,
it's.
but
Yeah. It'll hit taller characters, especially like so. It's like right there. But it's like if you're crouching, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
then it
Like it.
becomes harder to do it against them. So yeah, so that's why I think like it's more like especially as a DK, it might be better to like try and use like more movement and attacks to either keep people away,
Yeah.
or get out of situations because shielding. Well, we can take a. I was about to say we can take a look real quick and see what his how his out of shield actually is.
Because he has back. He basically just has back air. He has up air to an extent. Also in some situations where it's like if they're crossing me up and it's like not a multi-hit, I can up smash. Like I actually use up smash out of shield against Puff a lot.
Oh yeah,
like against Puff.
Yeah, because they're right above you and things usually when they're trying to get away.
Yeah, like in some matchups, like especially Puff, where you have to play it radically different, I'll play a lot more grounded, or I'll be willing to sit and shield because a lot of them will be throwing out aerials because that's just what Puff does.
Right.
And then I'll be able to punish with that. Or like against Bayonetta, for example, at ledge, they go a lot for like the heel kick or whatever from ledge, the jump one.
Yeah.
And then I actually have time to punish up smash with an up smash out of shield.
Okay. All right, so I'm looking at his out of shield right now, and yeah, it's like he's got up air, he's got back air, but the thing about it too is so his up B out of shield is his fastest thing at 7, but like I said, like it doesn't hit too low. So thinking about that, like with up B, unless they're like badly spacing or they like to hang out above you, those like up air and back air, if you look how I usually say like with using shield, like with in general with defense, it's like defense, you'd rather move out of the situation than if you can't move, it's better to attack. And then if neither of those things happen, then it's okay to shield then because the other two things wouldn't work. Maybe you can reverse out of it. But
yeah, so there's actually one thing, and it's one thing that actually won me my first game in the set I played against Ice Knight. So I was like, if you want to go ahead and like nair my shield.
Yeah.
Here, let me get my shield. Let's let it regenerate a little bit. And then just like cross me up.
Okay. So
oh, whoops,
like just
I didn't
regularly
do it.
cross
But
up.
I just be reverse. Yeah, so like regular cross up. Well, if I don't let go in time.
Oh, I think I see what you're talking about. You'll be reversed.
Yeah, I'll be reverse the up B, and then it's like that'll catch them like that. Yeah, the armor from it.
Okay.
Yeah, then I'm able to be reversed. So that's the only time where I find myself using grounded up B out of shield a lot. Or like I said earlier, if I read like an offensive option,
right,
and I just armor through it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that adaptation to it. Like reading the option after, because that's whenever you're shielding, like that's basically what happens is that like all control, you have options, but because your options aren't as fast to do things out, and I usually say you comfortably like to have like on average, most of the cast like on average has like a frame 6, frame 7 option out of shield that will either hit in front or behind. Anything like that or below, I say you have an okay like shield game. But if you don't have something like that, you would usually have to wait and watch and see what someone else is going to do after. And if they're a combo
DK's.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say DK's out of shield is not good.
Yeah.
Like not very good.
Yeah. So for someone like him who gets comboed very easily, staying in shield against like a combo character who can mix up what is it, going for like nair out of shield, like, and then even if you do that, they start to be able to start reading that. Basically they will basically use that as their opening on you afterwards. Like, it's basically forcing you to do a hard read to get them off you when you don't even want to do hard reads in general.
Yeah, cause yeah, that's what's happened before. Where it's like, I try to preemptively up B, they read it, I get. It's how I lost a losers. There was a tournament that happened at Purdue Northwest, and I was out at third because I was against Lucario. I was at like 40, 50. They had max rage.
Oh.
I tried to up get a shield. They read it, and I died at like 40, 50 to max aura Lucario.
Yeah, that's if that's one character that they say you have a dog in them, it'd be Lucario. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, and it's also how I lost my last set at Big House. I preemptively up shield trying to go for a hard read. They read the read and Arson forward smash. And that was it,
Yeah. So I think that will help out like with the neutral against those characters, is like doing that.
Yeah.
The other thing, because you're a very patient person, and I think that really that's really how you get your grabs and stuff, because like people get like impatient against you, and then like you just either pivot grab them, or maybe you'll dash attack or back air them if you see they're being patient.
Yeah.
Something I think that will also help your play too is you already do, like I said, preempt and back air sometimes to kind of space people out.
Yeah.
Maybe adding in, like, if you don't have the time to do back airs, adding on the ground like down tilts.
Yeah, okay, down tilt I could definitely do more, like just raw, because more often than not I'll do it out of like a down B to get some percent, or like get a trip or something.
Yeah. And even if you're wrong about it, it doesn't have too much lag on it.
Yeah.
And because you can build off of like down tilts or back airs, you can build kind of like a little game plan off of like this kind of leads into what I was going to talk about, like with your flow chart, but it can kind of lead into, you can still play patiently, but maybe every once in a while, like you'll throw when you're very close to them. Did he disconnect? Hello? Maybe it's me that disconnect there. I'll link back up real quick. Hello?
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it disconnected me for some reason, so I'll set everything back up.
Okay.
What was it I was about to say?
You're talking about...
Yeah, it was about to go back into like what I was going to say about like with ledge trapping. Same thing kind of like in neutral, is that like you can throw like these back airs, these down tilts out, like just to kind of pester them when they're like that close. Because I think the other thing that will help you against like combo characters is that, or like characters that you don't want close to you, it's better to kind of like engage, like I won't say quote unquote engage, but like it's better to just like preemptively throw kind of things out like that to just stop them from approaching.
Yeah.
So, because like you can do like, back airs, and then like if say for example they're getting in before you can set up back airs, then you'll focus more to like doing down tilts or dash attacks or even F tilts, because if they're beating your back airs before they come out, that just means that they're being quicker, so you probably have to stay grounded with an option and push them to start being more in the air or even waiting. Kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, on to the what I was going to say about like with the ledge trapping, like with your flow chart. Go ahead and set it up like where like how you would probably space yourself away from someone.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
All right. Yeah. So like just go ahead and just have yourself like just turned around like at the proper spacing you want.
Yeah.
Can you do down tilts from right there? Okay, so you're probably not.
Not at ledge, but I can forward tilt.
Okay. What about if you're at that distance right now? Like doing like just keep doing it till you get your F tilt out. Okay. So what if you try down tilt now? Okay. I was just seeing like if that might be a possibility, if you can hit that. Because what I was going to say is, well, that would still work too. Because I do the same thing with
Yeah.
Dark Pit. Um, I will tell you one trick. Dark Pit's down tilt should not be hitting characters at ledge unless they're really high up. So most characters, they can just avoid it. But the thing is, it's still pressuring because they probably can't jump. Or if they try to punish it like with some
That's
way,
true.
you can just shield it right after.
Yeah, because there's end lag after forward tilt.
So what I was just bringing it up because like if it's something you want to mess with and add into your flow chart, like when you're at ledge,
Okay.
is something where I call like the Tootsie Roll Pop theory, where you know like the old saying like how many looks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Yeah.
With like any flow charts and things like that, you can just keep spamming like your like really good thing like at ledge or in neutral. Like how many times does it take them before they get off ledge? 1, 2,
Before they
3.
get off ledge. Yeah.
Yeah, or how many times it takes till it hits them. So like 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right around 3. If I can't hit them,
Yeah.
I'll go for F tilt after 3 hits. Like if it's hard for me to actually do it. Kind of thing.
Oh yeah, like I'm right here and it's not reaching.
Yeah, then you just go for F tilt right after. And then now that you've also established to me that like after 3 down tilts I have to do something.
Okay. And then and then just okay. All right. I like that. I like any idea. DK thrives off having an opponent that's scared. So then just throw him off, run off, cargo throw. Okay.
Yeah, and even then, like, notice how like when you did the F tilt right after, even if say like okay, you F tilted and they rolled, you did it so early that you're like in the later half of the end lag, you have time where you can maybe, if you know what they do right after, like kind of like with that shield situation, you could even say like do a B reverse up B, or maybe you can decide to like you know, go ahead and just go for a grab right after if you know they shield right after they roll off of ledge, kind of thing. So that's how it can help you like watch for things that people do.
And I imagine also just shield right after if they try to get up attack and then just Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a really good thing. I'll probably mess around with for sure then.
Okay. Anything else that I can bring up? Because I know we're kind of coming close to the time here. But that whole thing with neutral, like with shielding, like trying to shield less. I know that'll help like with multi-hit characters, as well as like adding in I guess just being a little more aggressive, like preemptively aggressive, like doing like down tilts and back airs and stuff. Because I thought it was just mainly just you being afraid, kind of like a Peach thing for like why you, like maybe why you weren't like going for going for like so much of you know, pressuring so close. But I think it's just because of you like being a more patient person, forcing the other person to come towards you, kind of.
Yeah, no, I tend to do that because more often than not, it's like a lot of aggressive options. I mean, when I would play aggressively, it was more of like a mindless aggression than like, what is it? Yeah, I would just spam backers just to spam backers without reason, you know.
Okay.
And then you know they would easily be able to punish it, just shield and like punish me for it. As opposed to like finding better ways to pressure. Not that backer is a bad pressure tool, but yeah, more often than not, it's much easier to kind of try to force my opponent to approach in any way I can. But what Ryan was kind of saying was that he noticed that I end up having to make a lot of comebacks, and that not always will I make them back because and that kind of ties into what you're saying now, that like I can kind of see like just be willing to pressure more, be more aggressive, because then yeah, I'll still play patient when I'm behind or when I'm playing against a character who can cap me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like then I don't know how to approach, and I'm relying too much on uh, them approaching me. So I'm glad you kind of mentioned that tidbit, because it kind of like helped me see that like right now, like kind of connect that to what I do in my gameplay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm happy to hear like like those little like light bulbs like ching, like just kind of
yeah,
going
no,
off,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing like
It's
that.
like, mhm.
Um, yeah, especially like you said there, it's like you can still, it's about so you can still play your patient like play style. All
Oh,
it is
absolutely,
just them
yeah.
introducing like the idea of like kind of forcing more of like
Mhm.
making them feel more scared that they have to do something instead of just like
Right.
um because the way I kind of also describe it too is that it's like you're banking on the like for some people it won't be you, but like a lot of people when they don't like pressure or like they like whiff punish and stuff a lot,
Yeah.
they're either it's just like either the regular tendency they like to do that, or if maybe they used, like you said, you used to be aggressive, maybe they used to be aggressive, someone told them to not be aggressive anymore, and now that they're doing that, they're trying to bank on the fact that they both used to be aggressive or play like a character that's very scary.
Mhm.
Like Kazuya, for example, like maybe you
Yeah.
might see like a Kazuya that's deciding to just go ahead and they'll spend their time like with punishing a lot more instead of like just
Yeah.
overly like aggressing and forcing themselves in, or like being around you like in that burst range making you
That's
scared.
what happens with a lot of Kazuya. Like, I actually don't mind fighting a lot of Kazuyas. Like more so like my level, because a lot of them do just try to force approaches, especially with Wind God Fist.
Mm-hmm.
I'll literally just sit back and just grounded down B, like, and almost like camp them out almost with down B. And
Yeah.
then that'll just kind of set up situations where they actually have to do something else, which they're probably usually not used to, since a lot of Kazuya's like a lot of his win condition is those touch of death combos, which are pretty like simple to lab out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll find them like not really knowing what to do when they actually have to approach me with something else, and then I can take advantage, grab, back air, do whatever else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're kind of stuck because they're trying to figure it out mid game, and that's very hard to do like mid set.
Absolutely.
um. Well, that's basically all else that I kind of, from what I remember that I had. Let me look back at the sheet real quick, to see if there's some stuff that I've had forgot here. But
Yeah.
I think that kind of did cover. Let's see, because yeah, we talked about having better defensive options, when to slow down, back off pace. We kind of talked about that. That's kind of like more character dependent.
Mm.
When like the state of the game kind of has changed, like when the state of the game kind of has basically changed. The other general ways that like you can tell, like besides like ledge trapping, or like when you put them in certain situations, is
Yeah.
let's see. Well, we'll talk about this real quick, and then if you have like any other questions or anything, we can talk about it at the end here. But I'll actually swap to Battlefield.
Okay.
But just like how I said, like with, we'll just go back actually to that example I talked about before about like treating center stage as a box, because that's probably literally the easiest way to tell when you should understand that like the situation has changed.
Okay.
Because yeah, like I said, basically if you're in center stage, everything revolves around center stage. Like if
Right.
like, say for instance, like you're here and then I'm at the corner or something like that,
Mhm.
I don't have as much space to do whatever I want. Like you're controlling things.
Yeah.
You can throw F tilt, down tilt, back air as much as you want. I can't like just dash back out the way, because if I dash back,
Yeah.
I'm off
No.
stage. And now if I'm a character that doesn't have multiple jumps, I have to jump back on. That's very scary for me.
Mm-hmm.
So usually when you think of center stage as like a box, basically like say like from this edge all the way over here, and then like say the top platform here is the top of the box, and you're there.
Yeah.
If you put your character model in those situations and your character model is closer to center stage, that's always a good situation where like you can basically like don't like flat out engage, but it's more like you have control. You should be kind of like engaging and keeping them in that situation.
Yeah.
Where it's so like now let's say for example like you're kind of like underneath this platform here.
Yeah.
And like I say like I roll past. Usually people like in these kind of situations is when like you easily can tell like, okay, the role's been reversed like very quickly. I'm in disadvantage now. I have to find a way to get out. So if it's like say like I roll past when like you down smash or something, and you can obviously, or like you go for like a grab like in the other direction, that's when you can notice like, okay, the roles have changed. I need to get away from him and then try to find a way back to center stage, where it's like you roll past me now, or you just do something. But yeah, like basically now you have to find some way to get back to center.
In a lot of those situations, I'll usually end up down being, because it covers so much space, like especially a ledge or like right here. Like, I mean, you saw how far away that was, and it's like, especially if you get the second hit,
Yeah.
You can actually combo off of it, and like
I've heard
I
about
can
that.
get advantage.
That is very crazy that like they give him second hit combos like that.
Yeah. I'll actually get kill confirms, so it's like if they'll shield it, and then it'll end up shield poking for the second hit, and I'll be able to just up air, and it'll actually kill depending on the percent.
Right.
And even if not, like especially at early percents, it can put them in that tech chase situation right there. At like earlier percents, where then all I have to do is sit and wait, see what they're gonna do, regardless of get up attack, and then I can just neutral air. It covers the whole platform.
Yep. And then just keep
so there's a lot of
from there.
Yeah, and then just go from there. Yeah. So I guess it like that kind of helps me grasp more what exactly I'm doing and looking for when I do that. Like try to get center stage, like controller center stage. Then I can kind of acknowledge like when I need to change what I'm doing, or like like we were just talking about, keeping them out of the box, keeping the stage control, keeping the pressure up when they don't have stage control, stuff like that.
Yep. And then also like not like I said before, like not going like full on like aggression for it too, because like most people are just, when they're just like the ledge or like the corner, or like when they're like really high up and stuff like that, they're very scared, so they're going to try and do something aggressive to get back to center. So basically all you're just doing is just pressuring them like that, and that's where those down tilts and those back airs can come in. So like you have me in the corner like this, and like you're like you've got center stage, you can easily just like down tilt, back air, because like it's going to stop run-ins, it's going to stop it's going to stop me from like doing just easy short hops and things like that. Even if I roll like you said, maybe you'll do like a down B, like a space distance, and like it's going to pressure or something like that.
Yeah, it'll just cover roll. Yeah,
so I would have to do something that's very punishable, like very punishable if like you like watch out for it, or like commitment, like for example a side B from the corner thing, kind of like that, or like let's say doing a full hop instead of a short hop, because those things, as you're just pressuring me, you can just call those out as you're seeing them.
Okay.
Compared to like me just deciding that I'm just going to run in, go for a grab, like your down tilt, your back airs cover that. I'm going to run in, try and dash attack or something. Like if I get the timing for it, I can do it, but like it's a lot harder because I have to time it instead of just mindlessly do it.
Right.
Then the last thing for that, like with the with that for like that box idea that I was just talking about, also is just bring up the kind of like phases where like this would make the most sense for it, like for you, for like where you would try to keep these situations where you try to keep like that state control. So normally I'd say like there's 7 kind of like advantage slash disadvantage situations, which 3 of them are like very obvious like major ones.
Yeah.
Like being juggled in the air, being off stage, someone's edge guarding you, or like when you're like at ledge. And then the other ones that people don't think about because they don't know too much about like the box here is the corner pressure. Shield is one. When you have someone on a platform. And what is it? Like mistext also. Is what I consider like situations where like one way or the other, I'm without some options. So I have to actually so I'm limited on things. So like it's better if you're in these situations like below me or like closer towards center stage to just keep pressuring me, like whether it's down, where it's on when I'm actually like on my back, like literally on what's the word for like mistext. Like maybe you decide to like not go for like the hard read that I'm going to roll out like this one time. If it's the first time it happens, just keep center stage, just maybe pressure.
Down B.
Yeah, or down B, like literally just do that. Like you can just walk
it
up.
It covers rolls. It's a miracle worker.
Yeah, and then the only thing it maybe won't cover is just like me roll out unless you like go like where I was in down B. But at that point, it's like if it doesn't hit it, it's like okay, well I'm in the corner. That's still a good position for you.
Yeah. Yeah, like the only thing that'll work against it is if I'm too close and they just get up attack.
You're right.
But other than that, it'll cover normal get up. It'll cover if they just sit there. It'll cover if they roll in, roll out. Obviously, if I space it correctly, which it's so much easier when I'm facing ledge, because it's like there's less place to run, you know.
Right.
Like in this position specifically right here. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. With that. Okay.
Well, that's basically all that I have here for you. Do you kind of have like any questions yourself about some things, or if you wanted to like outline like for a little bit real quick, like just going through like your goals or anything like that?
Well, I think a lot of this is definitely going to help my play overall, especially against like, I'd say the characters or even players that I struggle against. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm not too sure. What else other than like, you know, there's a lot of matchup. It's a lot of matchup dependent stuff. Where like, the more I think about it, my questions were kind of answered by a lot of what you told me. Yeah, I don't think I really have any other questions that I can really think of right now. A lot of that covered a lot of like what I was struggling with, or like things I can do with my play that would help me out as a player.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have any questions right now. If I do, or if I'm struggling somewhere else, I mean, I'll get another sesh or something.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, as well as and any time for that. And if you do come up with some questions, maybe later on, feel free to just let me know, and just send them my way. Well, yeah, I will go ahead and I'll have this just like send it on YouTube and just upload it, and then the doc, I'll just kind of work on it. Usually was about to say, usually like after like a session, I'd say like I have like the doc like done like the next day during like the nighttime, or maybe even like
Okay.
what is it, or maybe like like early the day after that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, if I get another sesh, it'll probably be VOD reviews if like I fight against like a better player. Like I have a MomoCon coming up soon. I'm probably gonna be saving replays and stuff for borrowing someone's Switch or just getting a new one because I share a Switch. Um, so then if I fight against a better player, see what I could have done if I win or if I lose, what I was doing right or anything like that.
yeah, anytime. I'll be more than happy to actually help out with that in any way that I can for it. So you just let me know.
All right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate you giving the service out a try. Yeah, I'll go ahead and sign off here, and I guess we'll both get ourselves probably some good sleep here. So you have yourself a good night.
You as well, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Later.
Later.